Good day, everyone. You are welcome to my channel, Technical Drawing Made Easy. Today we are going to be looking at this tangency problem, and we are drawing a spanner. We are going to be drawing this spanner using the principle of tangency. If you don't have the skill or the knowledge of the principle of tangency, please look for the video on my channel which explains how to join an arc to a line and how to join external arcs and internal arcs. This principle is very important for you to be able to tackle any tangency problem you are given. So we are going to start by drawing this spanner. Any technical drawing question you are given, please, critical thinking is very important. You have to think before you start drawing. So the first thing you are going to ask yourself is, where do I start this construction from? Every construction starts from a horizontal line, and for tangency problems, you have to look at the center of the object that you start from. So in this type of object, do you get it now? In this type of object, look at this point. This is one center, and this is the common center for this spanner. So you are going to start construction from this center. That is how to make your work easy. So I'm going to draw a what? A thin line, construction line to start the construction. And I'm going to get my set square placed on my T-square to draw the vertical center line. So I'm going to draw the vertical center line like this. It's going to serve as the reference point for my drawing. So after drawing the center lines for where my object is going to start, I'm going to look at the object. This object is a special object, peculiar object. So you can see that there is another center line indicated like this. And we are told that from this vertical center line, that line is 30 degrees. That line is what? 30 degrees to this vertical line. Now I will ask myself, because this is my set square and my T-square is what I'm drawing from as a reference. So if this is 30, what will be the angle to the horizontal here? That will be what? That will be angle 60. So to get 30 degrees to this center line, to get 30 degrees to this vertical center line, I'll draw 60. So from here to here is 60, and from here to here is 30. So I'll put my set square in angle 60 form like this, and I will draw that line like this. So what we are saying is, from this angle here is what? Is 30. This angle here is what? 60. So if you look at it, if I place my set square like this, can you see it? This is what? This is 30 degrees. That is 30 degrees like that. So we are given the angle that from here to here should be 30. So I have that line. There's another line you have to draw, which is also a center line. Can you see? For this is a reference line. So this line like this is what? Is 13. So that line is what? Is at angle 90 to this. So it's perpendicular. So for me to have a perpendicular line to this 30, that means I'll be having this, which is perpendicular. That means forming what? Forming, you can see, that's angle 30 to my set square like this. So you can see this place is what? Is 90 degrees. So this line is perpendicular to this line, and this line is at 30 degrees to this line. So you need to mark out those lines you are given as center lines before you start drawing. Do we get this concept now? So the next line I'm going to draw is this line and this line. So that's the next line I'm going to draw, and I'm given that the line is what? Length 40. So if the line is length 40, you have to ask yourself, and it's on this line. So if it is 40 from here to here, so that means from here to here will what? 20. From here to here will what? 20. So I'll take my ruler at this point. I'll take measurement 20 on the left and 20 on the right. Can we see that now? 20 on the left, 20 on the right. So that is length 40. So at that point, so I will draw a line parallel to this line, because this line is parallel to this line and parallel to this line. That's why they gave us this line. In technical drawing, anytime you see a line that is not vertical or horizontal, any line in technical drawing that is not vertical or horizontal, that is inclined like this, they will definitely give you the angle at which the line is inclined. So that's why we are giving this measurement here. So you always look out for that in your question. So that means I'll be drawing a line that is parallel to this line at this point, like this. 10 lines. And I'll be drawing another line that is what? Parallel to this line at this point. Can you see that now? So I have that line. So I'm giving length 40 from here and 40 from here. Now another case, another situation we are given is, we are given that the length from here to here, can you see it? From here to here is what? Is 13. The length from here to here is 13. So I'll go ahead and measure what? Measure 13. So I'll come here. I'll measure 13 like this. 13 like this. I can also come here to measure 13, or I draw a parallel line to it. With that one, I can also come here to measure 13 like this. Can you see that? So after I've gotten that, I can what? I can clean off this, because I've seen the point I need for that. I can clean off this a little. You are not to clean your construction lines completely, but you are to clean unnecessary lines that are not needed in your what? In your drawing. You are not to clean off the construction lines, but the extended one that are not needed in your drawing, as you are drawing, you are to clean them off so as to have a neat drawing. And neatness is 2 marks over 20 in technical drawing. So please always make sure you have a very neat drawing. Neatness is very important in technical drawing. So I've cleaned off that part that I need, and I've taken the length 13 here, length 13 here, and I've also taken length 40 here, 20 to this side, 20 to this side. The next point I will look for is this arc. Can you see this arc? And I'm giving the radius to be what? The radius to be 23. So I'll look for where this arc is going to be formed on this place. So, and it comes from this point to this point. Can we see that now? So I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to measure radius 23. Radius 23. Can you see it? Radius 23. So I'll come to the center here. Come to the center here. Can we see it? Come to the center here. And I'll draw the arc. I'll draw the arc like this. Can we see that? Good. So after I've drawn that, I have gotten this line and I've gotten this line. The next thing I'm going to draw is this arc like this arc. But if you look at this arc, we are given different measurements. There is this arc here is what? Is radius 30. Can you see that? Radius 30. And it's coming from this line. Can you see that? It's coming from this line. So your principle of tangency, of joining an arc to a line, comes in play here. So that's very important for you. That's why it's very important for you to know those principles, for you to be able to draw shapes like this in tangency. So that principle is very important. And we are given the radius of the arc to be what? To be 30. We are given the radius of the arc to be what? To be 30. So we need to find the what? The center of this. We need to find the center of this arc. So how do we look for the center of this arc? We are told that it is what? It is radius 30. That means from here to this line is 30, and it comes from this point. So I have to find where 30 is. So I will first measure radius 30 here on my compass. I'll first measure 30 on my compass, and I'll go to this point, because that's the point where, that's the circumference of the circle. This is where it stops. So I'll mark on this one, on this arc here. You see? Anywhere it touches that, and I'll what? I will now come to this point, that is the center of the arc. So I will now draw the arc 30. Can you see that? Good. So I can clean off this, since it's the excess part. I really do not need it. So I will just come here and draw the arc 30. Can you see that now? I will do the same thing at the other side. See, I'm given 30 at the other side. You have to look at the measurement given, please, because they can give you another measurement here, or it's a spanner, so definitely the two sides is going to be the same. But if it is another component, the two sides might be different, so you have to follow the measurement given. So at the other side, I'm also giving what? 30. So from this point, let me clean off this line, the excess line here. Or you are not to clean off your construction line. Your construction line should show, you get it now, where it is needed. So my construction line is what, this is what I'm talking about. The construction line there should show, but I just clean off the excesses. So I will measure 30 from this point. Measure 30 from this point like this. Can you see it? Measure 30 from this point like this till it cuts this arc. Can you see that now? So I'll come here and what? And now what? Draw my arc of 30. Just draw it. My arc of 30. Can you see that now? Good. So I've drawn this 30, I've drawn this 30. Now, there is another arc that joins these two arcs together. Can you see it? This one. Can you see it? This one. Yeah. That's why you are giving this radius. Radius 53. This one is 30. This one is 30. You are given this radius. So there is three, this component you are seeing is 3 arcs. This line you are seeing is 3 arcs. And I'm given the radius 53. So I'll measure radius what? 53. Yeah. 53. Measure 53. Yeah. Good. So it comes from the center. Can you see it? It comes from the center. So I'll come here and I'll what? I'll look for where it meets. Do you see it? Look for where it touches this circle, like this. Do you see it now? So I can now what? I can thicken it to bring out my shape now. I can thicken it like this. To thicken it bring out my shape. Since I've gotten the point of tangency, you have to first know your point of tangency for you to tick in your work. You see? So this is this is the arc of what? This is the arc of radius 53. So I'll also go back to what? I'll go back to ticking this arc of 30 because I know where the point of tangency is now. I'll go back to ticking my arc of what? Of 30. Can you see it? Go back to ticking my arc of 30. Just have to be careful with your compass. Can you see that? Neatly joined at this point. Can you see it now? You should have uniform thickness. You can see my own have uniform thickness. Not one side thin, one side thick. No. You should not show that you actually draw it differently. So that is how we know that you are very good in what? Tangency. When your arcs join neatly. When your arcs join neatly. No forcing of the joints. Not that they are overlapping. So I'm ticking this other side too. Can you see? Can you see my arcs join neatly? No. So this arc joined, the three arcs joined neatly. Can you notice where I joined them? No. This point and this point. But you can notice, looking at it, where I joined them. So I'm also going to what? I'm also going to draw the arc I have here, which is arc 23. Which is arc 23. That arc is joining two lines. So the arc like this. Like this. The arc like this. Like this. Can you see that? Good. So I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to join this arc and this arc using a straight line. Uniform thickness. Your arc line must be uniform all through. And your construction lines, they must be very thin all through. So by the time you finish, even though the lines are joined, they have uniform thickness. So we have done the head of the spanner. Can you see? The head is made of radius 23 here, radius 30 here, radius 53 here, radius 30 here, and this line that has length 13 here and 13 here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 curves joining to two lines here. So that is how you will take your time to get that. So I will clean off the excess line. Can you see it? Construction line that I have here. You see it? They are excess. But my construction lines remains in the drawing. So if your construction lines are very thin, so it will make your work very neat. So I need to go to the bottom part of the object. I need to go to the bottom part of the object. So how do I do that? Look at this. I'm giving the length of these lines. So I have to first draw the lines before I can draw the joining arcs. This arc joins this. This arc join this. Do we get that now? Good. So what am I going to do now? I am going to what? I am going to measure on this line. I'm going to measure, see 34. I'm giving 34. So 34 from this point to this point. So this is the center. So like I did here, 20, 20. So you have to divide these two on the two sides. So 34 divided by 2 is 70. That means from here to here is what? 17. And from here to here is what? 17. So I'll put my ruler here and I'll measure 17 to this side. This is 17. And I also measure 17 to the other side. So if I measure across, it will give me 34. Can you see that now? So I'll take my set square and draw a vertical line there, like this. Thin lines, please. Vertical line like this. Vertical line like this. Do you see that? So I don't know where the lines will be joining. So like that. So there is these lines now, there is an arc that will join this, and there's another arc that will join this. So I have to look for the center of this arc to find how it will join. So how will I know the center of this arc? How will I know the center of this arc? First thing you need to know, the principle of joining line and arc is what you need to know to do this, just like we did for this place. Please, this principle, very well explained now. From this point to this center here, what is the radius? That means from this line to the center of this arc must be 20. That means I will also measure 20 away from it like this. See, this point, 20 away from it. Can you see it now? So I will draw a vertical line there. Can you see it? So distance from here to here is what? 20. On this line is where the center here will be located. Can you see that? The same thing for this side. I want to do the two simultaneously because they are the same type. External, it is external. This is an external tangent. This is an external tangent. It's an external arc. Do we get it now? So on this side, I'm giving the length here, the radius here to go what? 55. So the center is 55 millimeter away from this line. So I'll measure 55 from this line. So this is 55 at this point. So I will draw the line. I will draw the line here. Draw the line here. Do you see? Good. Now, where your knowledge of tangency also come in is that, see, this arc, what is the radius? What is the radius of this arc? That is what? 53. Do you remember where we drew it? That is 53. So, what is that telling you? What is that telling you is that this arc and this arc, they are touching each other. So, we need to calculate their center. So, and in principle of tangency, when an external arc is touching another one, so what is going to be the what? What is going to be the length of external arc? And the principle tells us to add their radius. The principle tells us to add their radius because they are touching externally. So we are going to add their radius. What is that telling me? The radius of this is 53 and the radius of this is what? Is 55. So I need to add them together. 53 plus 55, that will give me 108. 108 radius, 108. So how do I do that? You are going to measure radius 108 on your compass. You are going to locate the center. I'm going to measure radius 108. When I add the center, I'll measure radius 108. So 108 like this. 108 falls here like this. So I'll come here from this center. The length from here is what? 53. The length from here to this center of this is what? 55. Do you understand this concept now? So I will now what? I will now cut the line with radius 108. So principle of tangency when you are joining external arc. Are you listening now? When you are joining external arc, this is an arc, this is another arc joining. Do you see it now? So the radius of this one from here to here, if it is R1, the radius of this one from here to here, if it is what? R2 is R1 plus R2 to find the center C here. Do we see it now? So this point is my center one for this arc that is here. Do you get it now? I'll do the same thing for this side. Let's repeat the same thing for this arc. The radius here is what? The radius here is also radius 53. Are you following now? And the radius here is what? 20. So what are we going to do? According to our principle, we are going to also what? Arc, because it's an external arc touching this one, just like this. So 53 plus 20, that will give us 73. So I'll also measure 73 on my compass. I'll measure 73 on my compass like this to look for the center now. So I'll measure it from the center here and I'll mark 53. You see, I'll mark the center. That's 73 like that. So I'll measure 73 and I'll put that the center here and mark 73. So what we are talking about is the radius here is 53 and the radius here is 53 and here is what? From here to here is 20. So adding everything will give us 73. Is that clear? So this is the center C2 of this arc. Do we get it now? So we are ready to draw our arc. So how do I draw my arc? This is the center of the arc and I'm giving the radius to be what? 53. So I'll put it my compass, my ruler, and I'll measure 50. That's 55. Sorry, that's 55. So the radius given here is 55. So I'll come to this center here. Can you see? And I'll place it on the line. I'll look for where it touches the line. Look for where it touches the line. And I'm going to draw till it touches my, you see? Good. Can you see that? Till it touches my arc. Can you see it? Perfectly. So, trying to make sure that thickness is there. Do you see that now? Very good. No evidence of joining. Do you get it now? It looks as if I drew it out like that. The other part, they tell me the radius is what? The radius is 20. So I'm going to come here and measure 20 directly. I'm going to come here, measure 20 directly. So I'll come here also. From this line, I'll come here. I'll measure 20. Going to show up something. Oh, sorry, I measured 35 here. I measured 25 here. So I have to do that again because it was a mistake. I measured 25 here. Can you see it? I measured 25. So when you make a mistake, you clean it neatly like that. Clean it neatly like this. So it was a mistake of measurement. So please, you what? You clean it neatly like this, that nobody will see anything is being cleaned. That's why you must draw your length in what? In thin lines, your construction in thin lines. So I want to take the measurement again. This is what? 20. Can you see that now? That is 20. So I'll come here and what? Again, draw the vertical line. The line that is parallel to this one. Do you get it now? So because I must find the center of this arc from this line. So to now look at what will now join it. Again, this principle. Take note, again, this principle. So once I measure the radius, the center of this arc is here, 20 from this point. Do you get it now? So to get the arc to the center, where the center is on this line, I will add 20 to the radius of this 53. So I'll measure 53 plus 20, that's what? 70 what? 70, 73. So I'll measure 73 here, like this, and I'll come to the center and I'll cut. Do you see it? This is what it's meant to be. So this point is my center C2. This point is my center C2. So I'll take my compass again and I'll measure 20. So I'll now go there to that center and what? I'll now draw my arc. Coming from my arc, coming from that line to meet this one. Coming from that line to meet this length. Do you see it now? So I'll draw it this way. It must not show. They must lap together. They must lap together. All your arcs and your lines should lap together. Can you see that? So I have that curve, this arc here. Can you see it now? Till it touches this line. So after that, I will now go over it, clean off the excess lines that are there, clean off the excess line. If your work is somehow smeared, that is dirty, you clean off that part, because neatness is very important in technical drawing. Neatness is very important. When it is scored over 10, neatness will carry 1 mark. Neatness will carry 1 mark. When it is scored over 20, neatness will carry 2 marks. So it is very important that your work is neat at all times. So I don't joke with my neatness. When you see all my drawings, I don't joke with my neatness. So you clean off every other excess line. Then I'll tick in the straight parts. Taking the straight parts. You see it? I will also tick in this other straight line that I have here. Can you see? Taking this straight line that I have here, like this. So now, another lesson to learn is this. What does this line mean? And what type of line is this? This is part of the types of line that we have learned and will be taught at the beginning of technical drawing subjects. It should be week 2 or week 1. It should be week 3 of your scheme. So that is types of line. This line is called a thick wavy line. Thick wavy line. And what do we use thick wavy line for? We use it for partial limit. We use it for partial limit. What does partial limit mean? Meaning that this object has been cut partially. We are not seeing the full object. We are only seeing a partial limit of the object. So it has been limited here. So this object is a spanner and we are only to see the side. The other side has been cut off because they just want us to see, they want us to draw this part. So we could also be asked to draw the complete or the full spanner. So how is this? It's just wavy line. So it's free hand. Just draw a wavy hand, free hand like this. And any engineer that sees it knows that the object has been drawn partially. So we have this. So we've drawn our object completely. Clean up the excess construction line. We've drawn our object completely, but anytime you are drawing in technical drawing, please, your drawing is not complete until you have numbered your work. You have numbered your work, so the person marking or the examiner knows what number you have answered. And also, your drawing is not complete until you have labeled what you are drawing. The drawing is not complete until you have labeled what you are drawing. So you must tell us what you have drawn. It is not just to draw, you have to tell us what you have drawn. And this is done using the proper lettering by first drawing your 3 guidelines and using block letters to do your lettering. So I'll write a spanner. So your lettering should be like this, no star, capital letters, a spanner, like this. Please take note, your drawing is not complete until you have numbered your work and also named or labeled your drawing. Label your drawing. And you must also show your construction work. You must see where all your arcs are. For example, this is the arc, the center of the radius 20 here. This is the center of this arc, radius 35. This is the center of this arc, radius 23. See my arc here. That is the center of this arc, 30. And this here is the arc, the center of the intersection of arc of this arc, 30. And this is the center of my arc here, which is radius 53. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for following my channel. Please, in your quest for technical drawing, like, share and comment and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can see more of my video. Have a wonderful day. My